Almost everyone has heard about leaky gut, but very few people know what to do about it. Leaky gut is a huge, huge problem. A lot of people have it, and they have health problems as a result of it. And those health problems are diagnosed individually, and they're treated symptomatically, and no one is dealing with the causes. Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. There was a time when I questioned that statement, but over the years I've come to realize that it's probably true, that disease and health both begin in the gut. And in our modern healthcare system, not only do we not take care of the gut, we destroy it with antibiotics and other things. Keep in mind, always keep in mind, that the most important subject in regards to human health is nutrition. And that is also the most neglected subject in our modern healthcare system. Now, in our gut, there is a thing called the intestinal mucosal barrier, sometimes referred to as the intestinal barrier or the mucosal barrier. And health or disease begins here, with that barrier. The purpose of that barrier is to allow the things that need to pass through and go into the bloodstream to do so, and to keep the other things, the harmful things that shouldn't go into the bloodstream, from doing so. And the way it works is the intestinal barrier has specialized cells that are linked together by certain proteins called tight junction proteins. And when these tight junctions become compromised, they allow bad things to pass through. That's why it's called leaky gut. Now I'm going to read a partial list of some of the symptoms that have been attributed to leaky gut syndrome. Bowel diseases like IBS, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, etc., arthritis, autoimmune disease, chronic and acute inflammatory conditions. There are many of those. Obesity and other metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, fibromyalgia, weakened immune system, autoimmune conditions. If you have an autoimmune condition, you have leaky gut. I can almost promise you that. Chronic fatigue syndrome, asthma, certain neurological disorders like Parkinson's, colorectal cancer, esophageal cancer, probably other cancers as well, blood disorders, hormonal issues, acne and other skin conditions, thyroid disorders, celiac disease, gluten intolerance, nutritional deficiencies due to malabsorption, diarrhea, many types of infectious conditions, and allergies, and there's much more. We have to take care of our gut if we want to live a long and healthy life. You've probably heard of the intestinal biome. That is an actual organ, is now considered an organ, although a lot of health professionals don't realize that. The biome is an essential organ. It is essential for our health. And it is composed of bacteria. Yes, the bacteria in our gut are considered to be another organ. And in the early 20th century, we began filling our lives and our bodies with chemicals and destroying the biome. And the rate of degenerative diseases that were rare at the beginning of the 20th century began to climb. And now look at what we have: cancer, diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune diseases. And life expectancy is dropping. It's going down. The baby boomers, my generation, have already proved that on average we are going to live shorter lives than our parents did. And the generation of our children and grandchildren are going to live even shorter lives. So, in order to do something about this, you have to learn a very important concept. Your doctor is not responsible for your health. You are. You're the only one who can do it. I don't say that as a criticism of your doctor. It's simply a fact. No one can do it but you. So here are my beliefs on that. First of all, there are certain things you have to avoid. Now remember, there are certain medications that cause destruction of the gut bacteria, the biome. Antibiotics, birth control pills, corticosteroids, and others. And just taking a probiotic is not going to do it. I wish it were that simple. It takes a lot more effort and knowledge. And speaking of knowledge, There's an article on my newsletter, longlifehealthylife.com, that discusses this subject. There are many, many other subjects discussed on my newsletter. I suggest you go on the newsletter, longlifehealthylife.com, subscribe. You'll find information there that you're going to have a hard time finding anywhere else. And there's a comprehensive article on this very subject, leaky gut. In order to reestablish the intestinal biome and heal the intestinal mucosal barrier, there are certain things that have to be avoided. These are the things that damage the mucosal barrier. Sugar needs to be avoided for about 1,000 different reasons, and that includes high fructose corn syrup and agave. Pasteurized dairy products. Butter is healthy, avoid all the rest, unless you can get raw dairy products. Gluten, chlorinated water, and I don't recommend drinking water out of plastic containers. Seed oils, vegetable oils, junk foods with all of their chemicals and garbage, low fiber diets, we need fiber, failure to eat the proper foods that nourish and replenish the beneficial bacteria, alcohol, tobacco, pesticides, and other chemicals in foods, artificial sweeteners, and harmful beverages like soda, energy drinks, sports drinks, etc. Here's a list of things that are beneficial to the intestinal mucosa, and they provide, in many cases, butyrate, which is the food that the beneficial bacteria feed on. Vegetable fiber, eat lots of fresh, raw, organic vegetables. Honey, it must be raw, organic, unprocessed honey. Sweet potato, zucchini, cruciferous vegetables, purple kale, purple cabbage, eggplant, radish, green banana. Now the bananas must be very green. If you can't eat green bananas, then you can actually buy green banana powder and take it as a supplement. Probiotics, prebiotics, and fermented foods. We need to be eating fermented foods every day. If you have candida, which many people have, you've got to kill the candida. And there's an article on that on my newsletter. I don't have time to discuss that in this video. Water, drink nothing but water and lots of it. And start your day with 2 glasses of purified water warmed on the stove to roughly body temperature. Coconut charcoal helps to detoxify the colon. Psyllium fiber, that's one of the best fibers to take. Juicing, fresh, raw, organic vegetables, not fruits. Eat your fruits, don't drink them. Fermented foods again. L-glutamine, aloe vera, slippery elm, coconut oil. Here's a list of herbs that are beneficial for the colon. Aloe vera I mentioned, ginger root, turmeric, dandelion root, licorice root, fennel, mint, and lemongrass.